So you guys want to learn 360 flips, eh? Or maybe you just want to get better at them. Well, I'm going to show you how. So before we even get on the board, let's just practice the motion of what your back foot is supposed to do, because that's what most people struggle with, is like actually getting the board to scoop and for the back of the tail to actually make contact. So let's look at my feet here. So I'll do it for regular people because like most people are regular, then I'll do it for goofy as well. But basically your back foot, you want to scoop and go behind you. And then for goofy, it's the same thing, just like that. That's exactly what my foot does when I'm scooping a tray. It's gonna look kind of different for everyone. Not everybody has that like kind of fully extended scoop. Some people, it's just like a quick one and it doesn't actually go behind them. But for me, I find it helps to kind of exaggerate that scoop where the foot goes behind you like that. I'm gonna warm up on some pop shove-its because I find that although pop shove-its might not be exactly the same as like a 3-flip scoop, it's gonna help you position your body. So the most important thing with doing a 3-flip or a pop shove is keeping your body square. So square, when I say square, I mean like that. I'm not opening up. You want to avoid opening up because when you open up, you go this way, your board goes that way, and you're always chasing your board. So always try and stay square with the board, stay over the board. And that kind of helps with like keeping center over your board as well. So I'll do a few pop shoves, warm up to that, and then we'll get into 3 flips. So just like in the previous video, try and like break it down in your head. So first think about your foot positioning. We're gonna get into that in a second. And then think about where your body weight is gonna be. So staying centered over your board. And then I try and look down to see what the board is doing so I can kind of hover and stay over it. For tray flip, I'm gonna show you guys goofy and you can kind of pretend that it looks regular if you're regular. So basically, you wanna put your feet between your toes between like this point and this point. It's going to vary depending on like who you are, what feels comfortable. Some people like to exaggerate it and kind of really hang their toes off and almost like curl it over. I just like to generally have my feet in this position. It's going to change also on your board shape as well. So just play around with different foot positioning here. I'll show you what it looks like. I try and kind of hang it over a little bit. And for the front foot, what I really try and do is kind of like, this is my kick foot position. I just hunker down a little bit and I actually put a little bit more foot on the board. And what that does is actually helps like grip it, because the front foot is just really just guiding the board around. You're not really trying to flick too much with the front foot, at least the way that I do them. So the most important thing here, after you set up your foot position, is to then square off your stance, like I said earlier. And then the next thing, remember that foot scoop that I showed you where you scoop behind you? Basically, you want to make contact with the tail, and it's going to scoop behind you. So the foot's going behind you. That's the most important thing, and what most people actually struggle with is that they'll try and scoop, but they do a back motion first instead of making contact, then scooping. So almost like you're like squishing a big bug and then like kicking it away. You want to make contact first.
Create the pressure.
Exactly, to create that pressure. So. Y'all might be wondering how I'm able to actually like pop it and make it like come up to my feet like that. So I'm gonna show you the trick. I call it bending the board. So basically, right before I pop, get your foot positioning down, get your weight right, and then I try and apply pressure in both of my feet. So right before I snap, I'm pressing down on the board, almost like I'm trying to bend the board under me. And what that does is it gives it spring, because wood is flexible, right? So if you put pressure on both sides right before you snap, it's gonna give it that spring action, and that's what's going to come up to your feet. And that can be applied to like a lot of tricks. You could do that to like basically any trick, really. You're applying pressure through both feet, and then it comes up to your feet a lot more. So I'm out of breath. So you see how like my front foot like really just is there just to guide it. Like I'm really just putting emphasis on that scoop, staying square, and then my front foot almost just kind of hangs out there waiting for the board to come to it. That's what I'm really trying to do, is after I've scooped is aiming it to that front foot. So I kind of just like, it's like the opposite of like the trendy tray flip where people keep their like back leg out. I put my front leg out. Comment down below what tutorial you guys want to see of me next. I can already think of like maybe some tricks, like I'm pretty good like kick flips, maybe even simple ones like front 180 or like nollie back 180s, maybe even, I don't know, double kick flips or varial flips. I'm trying to think of like tricks that I really have well done. I don't want to make a tutorial on like tricks that I'm like okay at. So hope you guys got something out of this video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.